Hello there, Vic Benedict here. We're playing Gears of War 2, and this is my insane difficulty guide and walkthrough. We're currently on Act 2-2. It is entitled Indigenous Creatures, which is referring to the rockworms that I'm running past here. It's tutorialized, but you use the rockworms enough so that we don't have to do the tutorial here. The rockworms are movable cover that you can utilize if you want to. This is a choice selection here. I'm going to go over here to the left, and I don't think there's any real difference about well, I guess you would say that this is probably more ideal to have this vantage point over here. But if you do have the boom shot, you can definitely take care of the turret guys, of which I think there's 3 on this part. Now, what happens is, well, first of all, the turret guys are the ones with the yellow goggles. Once you kill a turret guy, you'll have replacements for him coming down from the top right and down the ladder, and they'll replace him. Nobody else can go on the turret except those guys, so they specialize in the turret. Nobody else has the credentials or something like that, so they can't do that. But I did want to say that once you move over to the left enough, back where we were, you'll spawn the rockworm, and the conceit is that you shoot the fruit that is dangling from the ceiling, and then that will propel the rockworm forward and give you an opportunity to sprint over to it. It can kill you if you stand in front of it. It has an attack, but other than that, it's just an interesting thing that they employ for this section. When everybody's dead, though, the final few guys will come down the ladder, so you can chainsaw them if you want to. So that is the left path, and then this is the right path. The game wants you to shoot the fruit if you want to, but you can safely use the roadie run to sprint to this first piece of cover here if you don't want to mess with wasting the time and then doing the rockworm. But yeah, I was going to talk about the turret guys, because the turret guys always have been and always will be bastards, because they seem to have a lot of defense, and wow, I don't usually get guys killed with a grenade, and then all of a sudden I kill 10 guys and I feel rewarded and redeemed a little bit. But I do like the fact that not any grub can just jump on the turret. It has to be those guys. Also, note that these red boxes can randomly give you ammunition for your power weapons. So we got a couple of boom shot ammos from those boxes. However, like I said, it's random, so sometimes if you get one of those boxes, you might not see any power weapons ammunition coming in. When you get up here, though, there's 2 tickers that they spawn. Your teammates will deal with them probably if you come over here first. There's another box over here and some grenades. At the fork in the road back there was 4 grenades, so there's plenty of grenades to use and refill on your ammo for those. And then coming up, there's going to be a grub hole that spawns. If you do this quickly enough, you won't have to do the encounter. So you'll get a notification over here. Just skip the conversation with your wife. Run up here. It isn't his wife in this game, but it's his wife in the later games, if I'm not mistaken. But you can shoot that with the boom shot or the grenades. I really like this chapter, though, because it's the first chapter where you get the sniper rifle. It's right over here, in fact. And if you don't go too far to the left, if you just edge your way around the corner there, you can shoot that grub. He has a sniper rifle, so there should be no less than 3 sniper rifles over here. But you want to be careful on this section, though. As you pick up those long shots, you're completely vulnerable. So just be careful. There's also a guy down the hill a little ways On this part, I like to kill the guy manning the turret and then move forward. You don't have to kill any of these grubs over here because there's an incendiary barrel that once you hit it, you'll kill everybody on there. So it's really nice. All you have to do is just move over to the right, and then as you're running down the hill, you'll get some protection from the rockworm over here. And assuming your teammates don't push you out of cover or you don't get disengaged from this thing, you shouldn't have any problems as you just wait this out. You don't have to shoot any fruit. The fruit's already on the ground. And then there is a path selection coming up here. And even though there aren't any scenarios on these paths, you do get to the same fight at a different location. So I thought about, might as well just include it. Because you do have an advantage on one of the paths, even though on the other path you can still get to where I'll show you. These reavers flying over your head might damage you, but if you don't have any damage on it, you're not going to get killed, so don't worry. It's another scare tactic. So the gasoline canister is right over there, and I love that, being able to just take care of everything like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna go up the left path first. There's some grubs that you can use as target practice over here if you want. I wouldn't waste the ammunition though. There's not an achievement for it or anything. It is a nice little thing that they included in the game though. But this is definitely the less ideal path, mainly for the reason that the run back to this fight is longer on this encounter, even though you get to an area that it has more of an ideal setup for you on this. So it's kind of up to you. It's not more difficult either way. Difficult patience wise, yes, for that run back. I don't like it, but this is a nice little spot over there you can use to your advantage. But even if you use the other path, you can still make your way over to this area. Because there's a couple of guys with turrets that might give you a hard time as well. And I apologize about including the same fight twice, but it's such a brief fight that I didn't think anyone would mind too much. We will be getting some more boom shot ammunition from some dropped boom shots from some boomers coming up. So if you've used too much, or if you haven't got any good pickups, I think also the ammunition boxes, it might be completely random, and then it also might be if you have too much boom shot ammunition, you might not get any, which I really don't like to think about that being the case in this game, because then it's not random. It's more scripted and controlled, and I don't like that. But when you've killed everybody, you're going to spawn a reaver. I've never got killed to this reaver. For some reason, he doesn't have much HP at all. Just take a look here. He goes down very fast with this turret. Okay, and then this is the right path. I would take this path if I were you, just for the shorter run back. Anyway, and if you want to make your way over to the right where we were, and you can hide behind that rock and shoot the majority of enemies you can. There's the locust. You see the locust patrol down there? That is for the sniping practice that the characters mention. I love the Xbox Series X too, because you can really zoom in a lot too. I don't include it in the walkthrough, but it has a really good zoom / magnification feature, so you can take advantage of that. And we have to watch out. We have a grenadier making use of his profession there, throwing a grenade at us. You got to really be careful, especially the ones with the bolt-tox, because that gun at any range puts you to critical. It's kind of absurd. Anyway, so here's the second turret guy over here, minding his own business. Eventually, your teammates will distract them enough so that they will turn and give you an opportunity to shoot them. And then it's the same. It's the same deal. Once everybody is dead, you'll want to go on to the turret and deal with the reaver. There are so many grenades over here. There's like 4 to 6 grenades over here, so you can make use of that. I'm going to be grenade tagging a couple of areas to greet the next spawn with, which is a couple of boomers, 2 boomers, some wretches, and some tickers. So if we can grenade tag, we can hopefully prevent those 2 lowly enemies from having to deal with us. But you do need to be aware that if any of them slip through, they're going to be coming for you, and you're vulnerable while you're on the turret, and there is an opening so that they can get to you. Just to let you know, because on this footage here, none of them slipped through, so I didn't have to deal with any of them coming over to possibly, stand right next to me, ignite, and then blow up. And also, you have wretches too. But I do really like the fact that not only can you get long shot ammo from the boxes, I don't think I've mentioned that because I've had to redo this video, but the boxes, I think I've mentioned early in the walkthrough, but you always get, if you have the long shot, you get ammunition from any box for the long shot. It's really nice. So the spawn occurs right over here. The door is going to open, and they've really got to get this grenade tagging to get fixed a little bit. I know I missed, that was my fault. A couple times I missed there, but there's so many times when you're trying to put it on the ground and he just whiffs so often, causing you to get frustrated. And in this case, there's a timer, so I have to hurry back over here. I've never got killed to a boom shot of theirs either. Even if something unfortunate happens over here, you've got a really nice checkpoint. And there's always enough time to run over there, plant grenades, and get back to the turret. So reconvene the environment. Definitely try to max out your booms to 12. You can carry 12 boom shots, which is really nice. And then, of course, you'll most likely find some grenades hiding around. I think there is about 6 grenades over there. And then we could just go ahead and pick up the boom shots over here. And then there's one final section down below. As you run down this hill, you're going to get a checkpoint, and you're going to be dealing with 3 enemies at first. One guy is on a turret with his back to you, so you can just easily impale his head with a bullet. There's a mortar that you can do the same with, unless he's a little shifty, but he's not much of a threat. And then there's also just one drone down here with a hammer burst. And they give you the choice of using the mortars. There should be 2 mortars down here, although there have been occasions when I just got 1 mortar for some reason. The weapon on spawn, I'm not sure what was going on there. But there's the turret guy, and then the guy with the mortar should just be walking around down there. Your teammates should kill these guys for you. But he drops a mortar, and then there should be a mortar on the ground. His mortar could have fallen off of the area over here. See, the teammates are dealing with this last guy here. So if you want to, you can go on the turret. I would recommend using the mortars. They're very effective, and they'll do the job much faster than the turret can. Unless you're, really good with the turret. But and indeed, the mortar is slow. Even if you get the active reload and get the faster reload for it. But I just find that the mortar is extremely effective here, and the fights end really quick with it. You want to be aiming over to the right. Your team is to the left, so you don't need to be worrying about that. There's nothing that shows up at the end. There's no big confrontation with a Brumac or any reavers. It's just these ground-based locusts. Once you run out of mortars, though, you want to get the other one. and you shouldn't even have to exhaust all of this thing's ammo before the fight is finished. Oh, they're so far away too that you'll want to charge the mortar up all the way to 150, unless some guys are a little closer. So that's why I only charged to 135 there. But yeah, that's been Indigenous Creatures. I do like this chapter. I think that it's challenging, and it's in such a way that it's not cheap. Good checkpoints, and it's just got some fun confrontations too. You will get a cutscene after you've killed everybody. I have not included that, obviously, but it happens when you kill the last enemy over here. And then we'll be moving over to the right, and then we'll be going into chapter 3. Definitely want to carry the boom shot and the long shot. They're such a great combination. Anyway, that has been chapter 2. I will see you in 3. Please take care.